Hello again, guys. It's now continuing along. We're now into part 4 of On the Spot. Let's start with your text questions that you guys have sent me. I'm going to go all the way down, 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 all the way down. We're going to start from the very beginning. The first person that sent me the question is going to be the first person I answer. It's only fair. He took the time to put the question in first. We'll answer him first. Moving down, moving down, moving down, moving down, moving down, moving down. Wow, I didn't realize. Okay, that's a lot going on here. We're going to be here for a very long time. No, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I'm just going to keep scrolling down, scrolling down. There we go. All right, cool. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The first text question comes to us from, oh, he was nice enough to put it in too. It comes to us from DayJohn1, or Dayjohn Davis, depending on how it looks due to my Gmail. Anyways, on the spot, hey Spot, I have a couple questions for you. First, what's your favorite figure of 2012? Second, since you don't like the redesign of DC superheroes, what would you do to change how they look now? Some solid questions. Dayjohn1, Dayjohn Davis. For starters, his first question was, what is your favorite figure of 2012? That's a very good question, actually. I'm just looking on my shelf. I'm looking over. I know everybody keeps saying, Spot, can you show us your collection? Truth be told, I really don't have anything really on display. I might have a few figures I really like, and I put them therefore on display. But the majority of my stuff is actually sitting in totes. You can't see it, but they're all in a closet sitting in totes. I know that's a horrible way to display figures. When I eventually get a better setup with shelving and proper laying out and everything else, do expect displays, and do probably expect a collection video. But in the meantime, just looking across here, you know, I would probably say one of my favorite, well, the Ninja Turtles from the new Nickelodeon series definitely have been one of my favorites from 2012. And I would say of those 4 figures, Donatello is by far my favorite. I would also give a shout out to NECA's Friday the 13th Part 3, Jason Voorhees, damaged or undamaged, depending on your thoughts. By the way, Part 4, I'm going to review him. He's being mailed as we speak. I also really like the Evil Dead Ash figure. Farewell to Arms Ash. I don't know if it's the Farewell to Arms Ash. It's the one with the chainsaw. I think Farewell to Arms Ash was the one that had the stump for a hand. Yeah, I would probably say those are my favorite. Oh, and Combat Gizmo are probably my 4 favorite figures from 2012. There probably are other ones out there that either Spot is not aware of, or I just never ended up picking up and reviewing. But of the ones I have collected and reviewed, I think those are probably going to be my 4 favorite from 2012. His next question is, since you don't like the redesign of DC superheroes, what would you change how they look now? Well, I can tell you for starters, I wouldn't give them panel lining. I wouldn't give them panel lining all over their blasted costumes. I don't mind Batman. I don't mind the fact that he's lost his underoos. That doesn't bother me too much. I like the gray and the black, and I like the Bat logo and everything else, but don't give him visual armor. We all know Batman wears armor, but we don't have to have panel lines on everything. It's too much. Batman, at least I can live with. I don't like Flash's design one bit. It's just too cybernetic, choppy bits, like pieces of Lego stuck all over him. He's got like a mouth guard, and I don't really care for that. The Aquaman is solid. I like Aquaman. Wonder Woman, I actually really love the design of Wonder Woman, and if they kept her design, I'd actually be very fine with that idea completely. I have no problems with the design of Wonder Woman. Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, also a good design. I like that. But you can probably see where Spot's going to go with this. My number 1 pet peeve is Superman. Big time. Big time. I really don't like the design of Superman at all. So much so I never did pick up the DC Direct New 52 Superman. I really wanted to, just so I could do a review and give you my thoughts on it. Maybe I will. Maybe I will pick him up, and certainly a review of him will follow. But I really don't like, for starters, the fact that Superman has a collar. I think personifying Superman, there are some elements that you can change. You can manipulate the designs of the character's costume to some extent. I don't really care for the fact that it looks like Superman's just wearing like a wetsuit. I've always liked the fact that he has just a bare neck down to his shoulders and then his cape comes out. It makes him look more muscular. Now it looks like he's going to go scuba diving. Scuba diving Superman with a cape. I also don't like the fact he has to wear armor. For whatever reason you want to give me. Oh, well, Spotty's got this because of this. I don't really like the armor. I don't like the armor one bit on Superman. Surprisingly for all that, and for the fact that I would say that, I actually really like the design of the Man of Steel costume. And you would say, well, Spot, how does... I don't see how these two... They should not coexist. If you can't like one, you should not like the other. Because I think it's more of a... Because it's a live-action movie, and because they have to do some aspects to it. If you just gave him a spandex suit as he wore in the comics, it would look silly. I think the design of the Man of Steel costume is phenomenal. I love the look of it. You'll also notice, too, the one in the Man of Steel also has a bare neck. Just throwing it out there. He doesn't have a collar. I can accept the fact that Superman looks a little younger. That doesn't bother me too much. I really wish they had done something to keep the underoos, and just the panel lining as a whole bothers me. Superman especially, just be done with the panel lining. Just bring back a classic costume. If you want to update Superman's costume, that's fine. Maybe they could have done something. Maybe they could have had the belt, his belt come down and then it could have gone into his underoos, and maybe not directly a V-neck kind of underoos, but maybe something that, I don't know. Something went to his legs but didn't look like underoos, but still keeping that same theme. I would have been fine with that. I just don't like the costume. I just don't like Superman and Batman in the New 52. And I almost feel like as quickly as we're going to try to get used to this, and I always use the example of armored Captain America. If you don't remember it, look it up. At some point along the line, somebody thought, hey, it's late 90s, I think it was the late 90s. Let's make Captain America hip, bad, rad. Let's give him armor. How long did that last? Not very long at all. That's all I'm saying. Don't like the New 52. Some elements I like. And if you had to keep one character in that costume forever, I'd be fine with Wonder Woman. I think she looks awesome. I think she looks good. So thank you to, again, John Davis for your question. Next question comes to us from the 101 Janko on the spot. Do you like musicals? If so, have you ever seen 1968's Oliver? What's your favorite character? I love Nancy. Also, do you like Rachel Dawes in the Nolan movies? Thank you, sir, for your question, the 101 Janko. Do I like musicals? Not really. Nothing against musicals. Just not really ever been something I've gotten into. Nothing really substantially... Okay, you know what? I shouldn't say that. I think the only musical I really loved, and I still love it to this day, is Mary Poppins. Love Mary Poppins. Other musicals, not so much. Not so much. I've never seen the 1968 Oliver. I would consider seeing it. Also, what do I think of Rachel Dawes in the Nolan movies? I liked her. I thought she was a good... she was obviously there to establish and to affect Bruce Wayne's life. The fact that she was there, the fact that she died, I'm not spoiling this for anyone, I'm sure, was obviously there as an establishing way to build the plot and build the character. It's a shame, really, that Katie Holmes could not come back for the second one, because the one thing I dislike more than anything else in movies is when they have to recast characters. And I don't know to what extent, whether she was maybe difficult to work with. I don't really know what it was, but whether I think, the one who played Rachel Dawes, I can't remember her name in the second one, whether she was better than Katie Holmes is necessarily is beside the point. But I really don't like the fact that Katie Holmes couldn't come back. And even if she was let's even say, even if she was a horrible person to work with, I would have liked at least that they could have given her some extra money. And I know it's hard to say because I hate, people that I work with, I don't care for working with, but just work with her just to finish the movie. That way, at least it was consistent, and then kill her off. So maybe if the cast don't like Katie Holmes, I'm not saying Katie Holmes was difficult. That may not have been the reason at all. She might have had others shooting. Maybe she had Tom Cruise telling her, "I don't want you doing that movie." I don't know what it is, but I would have liked to see Katie Holmes come back. But I don't mind Rachel Dawes in the movies. I thought she was fine. I thought she was good.